Hi, Peter Lane, geologist in Margaret River. We have a lot of caves down the Little Naturalist Ridge. This is a ridge of granite and gneiss which stands up prominently. And the caves are formed in the Tamala limestone. The Tamala limestone is a formation that extends from Shark Bay all the way round almost to Albany and is a result of sandhills being formed mainly during glacial periods when the sea levels were very much lower, sand being blown off the exposed sea floor, which contained a lot of calcium carbonate from shells and corals, and then percolating water dissolving some of those lime sands, redepositing it towards the base and forming limestone. Much of those sandhills actually formed over the ridge where there were creeks flowing into the ocean, and these creeks dissolved a lot of the limestone, and this is where the prominent caves are. Most of the caves are entered from the west because the creeks flowed westward, but there are many other caves that are formed by percolating groundwater, and they're unusual in that most of the world's caves form in limestone, which is pretty old. Jenolan caves, Urangabili caves, are in limestone dating back about 360 million years old, and limestones that were deposited, as most limestones are, in the ocean. These caves form in Aeolian limestone. That's a limestone that was deposited by wind, originally as lime-rich sandhills, and which were deposited only from about 1.8 million years ago and generally a lot younger than that. The caves still have a lot of cave decorations of speleotherms, but from a geological history and evolutionary history they are more interesting in that they contain the remains of Mega Fauna and Aboriginal inhabitants dating back to, in this region I think it's about 40,000 years. There's been some discussion as to whether Homo sapiens caused the extinction of the megafauna in Australia, and it's difficult to come to any other conclusion but that they did. Homo sapiens have also caused the extinction of megafauna in North America, South America, New Zealand, as little as 800 years ago, although that wasn't mainly megafauna, simply fauna. And in many other places of the world where Homo sapiens arrive, megafauna are soon extinguished, both through hunting and through change of landscape and change of the flora, particularly in Australia. It's thought by use of fire by the Aboriginals. It's probably an interesting comparison to Africa, where humans evolved over the same period that most of the megafauna, and there's a lot of megafauna in Africa, evolved also. Those animals grew up with a fear of humans. But why here would a 2-ton wombat be fearful of a 100-kilogram human which is carrying a long stick? And it was not to know that that long stick was a spear. So a very different relationship between animals and which had grown up in the presence of humans, and this includes humans well before Homo sapiens, humans dating back to 4 million years or so, to those that evolved quite independently, and humans, in this case Homo sapiens, landed on their shores and saw them as very easy prey.